Yeah, welcome to another edition of What's on Your Mind. Let's talk. So, what I'm going to be talking about, man, is wealth. How people feel about wealth. I got my man D calling in today. I got a couple callers that's going to be calling in as well. So, in the meantime, we just going to have a conversation about wealth, man. So, let me ask you this question first of all. If you received $1 million tomorrow, how would you live your life?
Conservatively. I would be very conservative. But the first thing I would do, man, let me first tell you what I think wealth is. Wealth to me is building a community.
Okay.
And what I mean by building a community is basically we live in a neighborhood, where you reside, where you park your car, where your house is and all of that.
Yeah, in your
That's
project.
Yeah. But a community is a centralized location, one centralized location.
Right.
Where you recycle your dollars among a certain ethnic group before you spend money with another ethnic group, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. Right. For example, if you look at what the majority of the Hispanics are doing, if you take notice, most of their businesses are in a centralized location where they recycle their dollars
with each other. Right.
That is wealth. And your money should recycle through your community.
Hold on 1 second, D. I got another person calling in. Give me a second. Let me catch them. Put them in on the call as well. Y'all, hold on, man. I'm about to put another person on the call. We rocking tonight. All right, I'm working on this thing. iPhone, y'all got me messed up. Hold on. All right, D. So they didn't come in. They're going to call back in again. I guess we'll keep rocking. Then go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, man. Wealth is basically, it's a centralized location where you recycle your dollars amongst each other. Like, for example, when you had Black Wall Street, that was community.
Right.
Because there was their money, they recycled their money amongst themselves through their communities first before they would spend money outside of their community.
Right. D, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna call this person back. Yo. Look, hey, man. What's the deal? I'm gonna put you back on this call, man. I'm gonna merge all these calls. I got other people on the line as well.
Okay.
D, you back on the phone again? Yo.
Is D on the phone?
Yeah. Cuz, you on the phone?
You.
All right. Calling in for Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia. All right. So what we're talking about is wealth. In reference to what we think wealth is, people. All right, so D, go ahead. We was continuing with the conversation in reference to what we think wealth is. Go ahead, D.
Okay, I'll start over. Wealth is building a community, and a community is where you recycle your dollars amongst each other in one centralized location. For example, if you noticed now, Hispanics, they're doing everything that everyone else is doing. They haven't been in the U.S. for as long as everyone else.
Yeah, but they built their own infrastructure.
Exactly. They have a community where they are recycling their dollars between each other.
Right.
And they have learned that. And what happens is you have to recycle your dollars at least 5 times amongst yourselves and your community before you spend money outside of your community.
Right.
And that's what wealth is. That's what wealth is. It's building a community. A neighborhood is just where you live.
Right.
That's not a community. A community is where you recycle your dollars amongst each other. Then you can go outside of your community or your certain ethnic group and spend money elsewhere. But you have to recycle your dollars first, and it needs to recycle at least 5 times.
So let me ask you a question, D. Let me ask you a question. So in reference to spending your money within your own neighborhood, is this building capital for the nation, or is this building capital for a selected group of people?
It's building capital for the nation, but it's building wealth for a certain amount of people.
Okay.
For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say we ride through a neighborhood, right?
Okay.
And every house in the neighborhood is $1 million house, or it's a very large house.
Okay.
And then you drive to another community, which is on another side of town, and all of those houses are, beat up houses, or those houses are valued at maybe 100,000 or 120,000. Okay. So what's happening is you have people in these larger houses or bigger communities that are recycling their money within their communities first.
You
So
catch that,
I'll give you
people.
an
Catch
example.
that.
If you see someone in a larger house, okay, and you're not recycling your money within your community, you are the ones that are paying for these big houses because it's your money
Right.
that you're spending outside of your community, and you're making other people more wealthier than you.
So let me ask
Because
you a
you're
question.
not recycling money within your community. And the
So,
community is where you recycle your money within a centralized location.
So let me ask you a question. Is this and this question would be for the ignorant people. So, for instance, say if there is a Mexican store within your neighborhood, and this is the store that you go to every day to buy your beer, to buy your cigarettes, to buy your bread, those things of that nature. Is this money's actually going back into this infrastructure, or is that going back into this central location of these people that have created this entity?
Okay. They are basically building a Hispanic Wall Street for themselves. Okay. Because they want to build their communities, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. They want to make sure that everything is okay in their community. They want to make sure that they're looking out for their people. You have to look out for yourself first. And if you don't look out for yourself first, you can't look out for anyone else.
Right.
So that's building a community, bro. Just like I mean, look at what Black Wall Street was doing. Any Wall Street.
Right.
They're building an infrastructure within themselves first.
Right.
And self-preservation is the first law of nature. And once you build your wealth, then you can help everyone else. I'll give you an example. Your money should recycle through your community at least 5 times.
Right.
Before spending money with anyone else. That's building wealth.
Right.
And once you build that wealth, it allows you to spend money elsewhere in other communities with other ethnic groups.
Okay,
I'll give you another example of wealth is. Wealth is having the ability to buy your politicians. For example, this is what wealth will do. We would decide, whomever that has this wealth, you decide what politicians you want to run in any office, including the presidential office,
right,
or running for president. Now, you have enough money to go out, campaign these people that you want to run. You spend money with them. Now they work for you.
Right.
Because you're buying these politicians to handle the issues and things in your community.
Right.
And if you don't do that, then nothing's really going to happen for you, because you're not controlling anything.
Right.
So
because
that's what wealth does.
So because these people control the narrative to what's going on in your community, correct?
Exactly. You can't control anything without wealth. You can't control the narrative. And whomever controls the narrative controls the people and has all the control. So if you're not building wealth, you don't have any control.
So I have someone else on the line from in Norfolk, Virginia. So tell me how the infrastructure works in your area.
To even do anything. How can you buy Black community when they don't give Blacks a chance? So how you gonna do that?
So
I mean, just look how everything been took over.
Right. So let me ask you a question.
Blacks don't invest back in each other.
Right.
And then once a Black do, the city come in and say, "Oh, this need to be done. This need to be done," and you get shut down. But here these Arabics come in. I don't know where they get the money from. These Mexicans come in. You don't know where their money come from, but they own in business. How does that work?
You know, somebody might get mad at me for saying that was the El Chapo money is what I say. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as someone may be mad at me for what I'm about to say, but black businesses are always pay. No. Let me change. Let me correct this. Black businesses are always held to a higher standard than any other business in business. And what happens is we're held to a higher standard where we can't operate as normal business operate. Am I correct? Would you all say that I'm correct in what I'm saying?
There's a disparity in how the money's being distributed in the African American community. That's a true fact.
Okay.
That's a true fact. Because right now, this is not a black or white thing. These are just facts.
Well, this right now it's economic at the end of the day.
Right, exactly. Right now, Black America only owns 0.5% of America's wealth.
Right.
And that's because we've kind of been knocked off of the idea of building our own infrastructure. So that's why we're struggling. And the only way to do that is, build communities again. Like for example, Cuz was right, when he said, every time that, we get something going, they try to knock it down. Now, I'll give you an example of that. Black Wall Street in Durham. Mm-hmm. Then we'll talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma if we have time. Mm-hmm. But Black Wall Street in Durham,
can I stop you for a minute and let me ask you a question?
I can tell you what happened to it. And what happened to it, it was Highway 147.
Right.
Which Highway 147 is now turned into 885?
885, yes.
They decided, well, what happened was, Black Wall Street in Durham, man, it was flourishing at such a high rate.
Right.
And I don't know if we could talk about this on the podcast.
Okay.
They had to bring down that particular infrastructure because it goes against, I hate to say it this way, but it goes against white supremacy. How can you, be supreme over someone and then, they are now supreme?
Right.
That's a big issue. So, they ran Highway 147 through Durham. That's what knocked that whole thing out. And it's so many of these Black Wall Streets that we had that most people don't even know about. They're not going to teach it in schools. We were extremely wealthy at one point.
Right. So
you have not all, but when you have this whole movement of white supremacy, it wants to knock that thing down every single time. Mm-hmm. But we still have an opportunity to build again all of this Black wealth in the U.S. I mean, you're talking. We've taken over athletics, but we have just been programmed not to think that way.
So
because of some, the circumstances and things that have happened to us in the past.
So let me ask you a question, and I look at now.
And it's not a black and white thing. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate tonight, and one of the things that I'm going to talk about is in reference to Black African American sports superstars. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to talk about is, Black superstars being 85% of the country's wealth. So here it is.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Black superstars being 85% of the country's wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
NFL, NBA, whether people realize or not, we have took over golf. And I know that makes some people mad. And if you look at the statistics, baseball, we have dominated baseball. We have dominated most sports that people don't even realize that we've dominated.
That's a fact.
Correct?
That's correct.
We have the highest rate of going broke in the industry than anybody. So a lot of our young people look at the music industry and the film industry as wealth, but we fall victim to tax evasion or misuse of money or things of that nature to put us back in the poverty-stricken world that we come from. Now, one of the things that I'm asking is this orchestrated or is this lack of knowledge?
It's orchestrated, man.
Okay.
I mean, come on, man. The more you sit on your ass and not wanting nothing in life, the government ain't gonna give you anything you want.
Right.
But if you go out and try to have something in life, they're not giving you nothing.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Now you say that, but okay, say me and you go in business together and we put forth an effort to become a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? Say we become that industry and we are able to create. One of the things that I'm going to use is Oxycontin, despite the facts that people were dying daily. Okay? And with that being said, I see where these people were dying and they still became a multi-billion-dollar industry. And at the end of the day, they still made billions and billions and billions of dollars despite what was going on. But if me and you were in business, why would we not be able to be successful?
Well, first of all, we'd have been indicted. First of all.
And you got a fact right there. Now you got a fact right there now.
You're keeping it real.
Yeah.
Come on, we'd have been indicted. We'd have come up with some shit like what they done, man.
Right.
And then they try to put it on the Mexicans. Or the evidence come from them. And you had your average doctors around here pushing more pills than the law allowed. I mean,
and
it's about money, man.
At the end of the day,
long as I'm good, my family good, we eat, we straight. I don't care nothing about you.
Right. Everybody else ain't important, right? Yeah. Facts. That's what it is. That's how I move. But you put a case on me and I'm facing time for being a drug dealer. And you got the people that push oxycodone or Oxycontin, and you gave them billions and billions and billions of dollars while people were dying every day. Is that not a problem to you all?
You know where they come from, though, right?
Talk to me.
It didn't affect them until their family got addicted. That's when it started affecting them.
Facts.
You know, anybody let anything go on, long as it don't affect your family, but once it affects your family, oh Lord, I got to do something with this, and you done strung millions of people out.
Right.
But once your little baby get on that, that's a problem. Come on, man.
Say Becky OD, and then we got a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what it is. Am I correct, D? I'm correct?
Yeah. You asked the question, though.
Yeah.
You basically, saying, how can they do that? And then, the simple drug dealer doesn't get the same fair treatment. Well,
right. Here I am facing 25 years for moving weight. All you charge me is a couple of kilos of cocaine, and here I am facing 25 years, but you're moving billions and billions and billions of dollars to a whole nation. People are dying in the testing. People are dying. The rats that you're testing are dying, and you still are able to push it through the FDA.
It goes back to your first question.
Right.
What do you think about wealth?
Ooh.
If they didn't have wealth, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Ooh.
And like you said, it's all about that money. So
right.
If by them having wealth and money, and if it's all about money, the FDA jumped on it.
Facts. Because they will all pay it off. Am I correct?
There it is. It's all about wealth.
Right. So I'm going to do a rebuttal, and I'm going to go away from that for a minute. And then I'm going to go back to the average Joe. Because what I done was I baited you all to talk about this with me to be able to get to the true facts of what's going on in America today. And what I'm going to talk about is the Black community and how we perceive wealth to be something special when wealth is a detriment to us all. In fact, one of the things that I see more than anything is I want a fancy car. I want a Mercedes Benz. I want a BMW. I want a Land Rover. I want a GMC Denali. I want this house. I want all the jewelry, all the gold, all the cars, all the high-end clothes. But what is wealth?
That's not wealth. That's materialistic. That ain't no wealth.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Well, ain't no motherfucking wealth cause simple fact, you got all these clothes and all these cars. A lot of that shit ain't paid for. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You hear me, America? You hear my people talking on the phone, right? That's what we're saying. We're coming at you live. Talk to them.
Bullshit ass clothes you wearing or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Let me tell you something, man. One of the things
you playing yourself, dog.
One of the things that I stand on and I've always stood on was that I'm a trendsetter. I ain't following nobody else. I ain't doing what everybody else do. I ain't doing what everybody else done. I ain't doing what they does. I ain't doing what they say. I'm a trendsetter. I can put on a pair of Chuck Taylors today and walk out here and look like a superstar. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm an OG out here in the streets today compared to cats that's been out here before. It's a different world, man. So y'all finish telling me what y'all think about.
All right, you gonna give me this one?
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to everything you was talking about again. If you have wealth, you can do that. Let me further explain myself.
Facts.
You can do something good with wealth, or you can do something bad.
Right.
All right. I have wealth.
Right.
I can control all the media. I can control what you watch on TV.
Right.
I can control what you listen to on the radio.
Fact.
So if I have wealth, I can use psyops or socially engineer you to want everything that I want you to want.
Right.
I'll put it all on TV. I'll put it all on the internet. I'll put it all on the radio. And that's what's happening. So if I target you, if I use you as a target group, I'm gonna kind of get, I don't know, politically correct. If I do a demographic survey and I say, all right, y'all, I'm gonna target this community right here. This is who we want to spend money and sell all of our products to. Now I have all the money to control all the media.
Right.
So I'm gonna target a certain ethnic group, and I'm gonna have you wanting these big cars because with my wealth, I'm making all of your decisions for you. I'm making all of your choices. I'm giving you all of your choices. That big car that you want, that Mercedes or that BMW, that's a choice that I gave you and put in your head because I had enough wealth to do it. And I'm the one that's responsible for you wanting it because I'm the one that put it on TV. I'm the one that place it on the radio. I'm the one that's putting it on the internet every time you're watching something on TV and the ad goes across there. I'm deciding what I want you to want.
Right. So
and that's what wealth does. You can do something good with it. You can do something bad with it. Unfortunately, society and our society and a certain group of people are doing something bad with it.
Right.
And that's called, and what they're doing with their wealth, they want to make sure that they maintain prevailing conditions among the fascists.
Talk to me, man.
Everyone else will be poor and they're rich now.
Talk to me, man.
That's what wealth. You can do good or bad with it. Unfortunately, our society, and this is just my opinion, they're doing wrong with it.
And also, people hear me, America, to push the agenda that's out here today that is not for you. Careful how you move. Careful what you wear. Careful what you represent. They are detrimental to us. They are detrimental to the way of life that we live. But we wear these things and we do these things in reference to what we see on television, what we hear on the radio, what we see on social media. Very dangerous, people. Very dangerous.
Faces being somebody you're not.
Right. Don't fake it.
You're not even real with yourself when you have to go out and wear the top-notch clothes. People can't even accept you if you're not in Balenciagos and all that.
Right.
The only person you playing is yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, you know, at the end of the day, as the OG, I consider the guys that's on the phone and me to be OGs as well. One of them is right here with me. One of them is older than me, and we've seen that life. We lived that life.
That's a true fact, bro.
We have seen things that a lot of you may not have ever seen. We have been introduced.
They would never see.
Right,
So
right.
it wouldn't. Them days is done.
Right.
I'm telling you that right
Talk to
now.
him. Talk to him.
Them days is done.
Talk to him.
All this, you know what they doing and everything, man. The average dope dealer in the way.
Yeah, he a puppet. You know, if you ask me.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
so let me ask you all a question. You know,
on, man, that don't make sense.
I got both of you all on the phone, man. Let me ask y'all the question.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear the word OG, first of all, D, I'm gonna ask you a question. What does it mean to you?
That's a good question, bro. There's so many different ways to look at it.
Facts, because most people interpret it to be incorrect. And we'll take a pause, America. We'll take a pause. You know, it's been a while since I came at you all with a podcast. I'm coming back. I'm keeping it 100, and I'm coming at you hard right now because it's real out here. It's real out here. Y'all better learn how not to be fake. Be who you are. Quit playing them games out here. So back to you, D, man. What do you think OG consists of?
Man, it's crazy because all the kids call me OG. So, you know, I don't know what they see, but, you know, an OG is just, to me, it's an older person. It's an older person that has wisdom.
Right.
That, you know, there's probably an original gangster or something.
Right.
But now they have wisdom and they can speak to these young kids. You know, to me, that's what an OG is. An OG is someone that has and worked on themselves, improved themselves so that they can help others.
Right.
That are younger. And now you're older and you're more wise.
So D, let me ask you a question. Does the OG have respect in the streets, in this game at this time that we face?
OGs definitely have respect because you have a younger generation that can respect them because they lived that life.
Right.
You know, they're not going to respect anyone that hasn't gone through it.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, bro.
And I'm going to ask you both this question. You know, I've been instrumental in a lot of young people's lives in the last 10 years as an OG in the street. For those of you all who see me, I am big-hearted. I am God-fearing. I am mentally strong. I am what I would say organized and orchestrated, because I would share my life with you and share my life lessons with you and give you the opportunity to learn before you hit these pitfalls and hit these walls that you're going to face. The guys that I have on the phone with me today live these days with me and live these times with me. So tonight I share, and I ask that these guys share with me as well to be able to enlighten you on what you're facing and what and the things that will be coming. So, cuz I'm talking to you all the way from Norfolk.
Yes, sir.
What you got for these cats out here, man? Tell them, man.
I'm telling you, but you know what I'm saying? These cats need, you know what I'm saying? They need to open their ears up, dog. Because I'm telling you, man, look at the news. Look at the news, man. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that's out here 14, 15 years old.
Detrimental, y'all. Detrimental.
But one thing about what's going on in this world, people, yeah, they call you OG or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But these young cats don't want to open their ears up, though.
Facts.
They don't, you know what I'm saying? They look at everything It's a game.
Facts.
Look at the artillery these little young boys walking around with.
Right.
I have never seen it in my life.
So let me ask you a question, man, and I want you to tell me in your words and how you really feel about this situation. Do you think that they don't have feelings anymore?
They got feelings. It's just they don't have no conscience.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The hype of what's going on, that's what they're going on until reality set in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once reality set in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you done.
Right. Yep.
And it's just crazy, man. I mean, it's just like there's no love for one another. Oh, that nigga speak to me, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and they got guns out here that the police can't even do nothing with.
Right, that the military has, man. So D, I heard you over there. You quiet right now, but let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think them guns coming from?
And you go on the internet and the most guns in the street is ghost guns.
Right.
You can go on the internet and type in that shit. They show you how to make the motherfucker and all that shit. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it just, man, come on, man. It's crazy, man.
Now, let me ask y'all the question, though. Where do you think them guns are coming from?
Man,
and I want y'all to be realistic with me.
On the podcast.
Man, you know what? At this point, you can sugarcoat it, but I want you to tell me where you think the guns are coming from.
Them ghost guns, I'm telling you.
Okay. So now, let me be the bad guy tonight, okay?
All right, go ahead.
So let's say that we have young people, right, that are acquiring guns on the internet, correct? Mm-hmm. This is not a white, a black, a Hispanic, or an ethnic, or another race thing. This is across the board. Am I correct?
Right.
At the end of the day, right. Yeah. At the end of the day,
I agree with that. It's across the board.
These are our children. Okay. As myself, a licensed gun holder, I can't go to the store and buy a fully automatic weapon. There is no way that I can buy a fully automatic weapon without the government getting involved and knowing that I have a fully automatic weapon. I have an AK-47. I have a MAC-10. The government already know that. You know why? Because it's in my records. But when a child is able to go out here and buy a gun of that caliber, that's a military weapon. Am I correct?
That's a what?
Military weapon. Am I correct?
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
I mean, go into just drive through Golden Hills. Everybody in the summertime out there with an assault rifle with a shirt on.
Right.
Drive through Piedmont Circle.
Right.
Everybody out there with an assault rifle with the shirt on.
Now tell me where in the hell all these guns coming from if they are not legal guns to purchase in America?
The same place that the guns came from in Chicago.
Thank you.
And I'll let y'all use y'all imagination.
So you're not going to tell me that these crates aren't being dropped off somewhere in the hood and that they are plentiful to these children at high rates of income?
I got to answer. Y'all need to answer this for me.
Mm-hmm.
What color person you think come up with that switch?
It ain't us. And I might get some flack from this conference. Look. And I might get some flack from this
design of them switches.
And I might get some flack from this podcast, but guess what? It ain't us.
No.
We do not have the ability to be able to sell this type of equipment across the board to nobody in America. Am I right or wrong?
You're right, man.
Thank you.
Dang.
So, I know this may be y'all cancer or what we were talking about, but we were talking about wealth and what's your ideal wealth. But this plays a major part in wealth because our youth feels like Draco or automatic weapons or a weak ass Dodge Charger is wealth. We have been tricked and motivated to chase the wrong things as a culture in our lives to give us a false presentation of what wealth is. And if you're mad or if you're upset hearing from me, then I'm sorry. Comment, like, subscribe, and talk to me in the comments. But I have two people on the phone that may differ, may understand, or may not understand. But I'm going to give them a chance to be able to speak. So what do you all think in reference to what I just spoke about?
What do you mean, wealth?
Wealth is, go ahead, cuz.
I'm going to tell you what, hey, if you ain't got the deed to the motherfucker, you in the way. When you got some deeds to some shit, you Gucci. It's just how you play the game. But all that shit, all the calls, houses, this, that, and the third. If you ain't got the deed,
right,
man, that ain't yours.
So, cuz, let me ask you something. How much land you own?
Oh, shit, probably. Oh, that's probably a quarter acre.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So, would $20,000 of that quarter acre be more substantial to you? What would you rather have? 20,000 of the quarter acre.
Whoa, what you say now?
Would $20,000 or the quarter acre be more substantial to you? Would you rather have the money or would you rather have the land?
Man, there's land all day long. $25,000. No, man, that ain't no money.
Talk to me. You hear me, people? I'm talking about wealth. Land.
$25,000. No, man, come on.
Land is something that you can't reproduce. Land is something that you can't build in a factory. Land is something that are not making. People understand.
$25,000, you didn't fuck that up. Then what? You out back like a steakhouse. Man, come on, man.
D, you on the other side of this thing, man. Let me ask you something. How important is this thing to you? Land versus wealth.
Any motherfucker go for that shit, they boo-boo the goddamn fool.
Facts.
All day.
Facts, my friend. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say this before I let D speak. Do you know in the wealthy community, I see rap videos and I hear talks about being rich and driving Bentleys and Mercedes and Bugattis and drinking Cristal and all of that. At the end of the day, land, mass, and generational wealth is what we should be following. You know, your grandmother may have owned 3.5 acres of land. Pay attention, people, to what I'm saying to you. Get on Zillow. Get on Berkshire Hathaway. Pay attention to what you're seeing. There are pieces of land being sold for $15,000, $20,000, $12,000. Buy those pieces of land because at the end of the day, those pieces of land are wealth. Pay attention. They are not reproducing land. They are not reproducing dirt. All right, D, I'm back to you, man. Back to you on the understanding of land, dirt, wealth.
Okay, I gotta flip it a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
An example of what people do with wealth. All right, this is what wealth does. Wealth controls the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Again, if I'm controlling the media, I'm controlling the narrative to put in your mind to go get this gold chain.
Right.
I'm controlling the wealth to put that ad on TV.
Right.
For you to go get this Bugatti.
Right.
If I got the wealth I'm controlling the music company or the record label that's telling you to go shoot the other person. I'm putting out this music because I have the wealth, you know.
Right.
Now, if we have the wealth in our community, because the majority of our communities are shooting each other, you know, because of the narrative that they're hearing and seeing, you know, that has a little bit, that has something to do with it.
Right.
So let's just say if I control some wealth, or you control some wealth, cuz control the wealth, we put our wealth together, then we don't have to worry about a YouTube because we will have our own platform. It's like Isaac Hayes' son owns a fan base.
Right.
If our whole community say, okay, well, we ain't doing YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, none of that. We going fan base. Okay, so that's gonna put money in their brother's pocket. But if we have wealth, we wouldn't have to worry about putting our stuff on YouTube. We just put our own shit on.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now, I gotta play it devil's advocate in this situation, right? Now, I'm on YouTube. I have a popular YouTube channel, right?
Right.
But if YouTube don't want to hear the shit that we're talking about today, then what? Where am I then?
Out back. Like steakhouse. Yeah, because simple fact. I mean, because simple fact, what's fucked up with us as blacks?
Yeah.
Because you might make one more dollar than me or dollar than me.
Facts.
All of a sudden now I hate you and this, that, and the third. That's why I can respect my Latino people.
Right.
Because simple fact, I know people from down there.
Right.
Moved in together. It was the sister, the brother, the husband, the child, and the mother. Now all them own houses down there.
So
they stay all together.
So you say that, but let me ask you a question. Is there any way that you think that anyone of our culture would be offended by what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, me?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
The truth will do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Ain't no need to try to sugarcoat this, that, and the third.
Now, what I want to do is, whether you realize or not, I want to bait you. And I want to ask you, is anybody else that would be offended by what we're talking about?
Only our color.
There you go.
I mean, because simple fact, I mean, come on, man.
Damn.
Just look at what's
hold on. Let me stop you for a minute.
Come on, let's keep it.
You hear that, right? America?
Okay. We growed up in the hood, right?
Yeah.
We represented that hood. Now you go back to that same motherfucking hood. We don't own no store. We don't own no property. Come on. Yeah, we can talk about all the money went through our heads. Yeah, this, that, the third, whatever. But what do we have to show for at the end of the day? Nothing.
Not anymore. I mean,
you can go to each hood in Winston, even up here. Don't no niggas run nothing in no hood, no convenience stores or none of that.
So
tell me how that happened.
So let me ask you this right here now. For instance, say, all right, so I got Funk on the phone, right? And we have initially together created. Okay, no. Let me not fake it. Let's be for real.
We ain't created nothing. I got a
podcast, right? All right. So I got a podcast. I asked you all to come on my podcast and be real with me and talk about some shit that's real, right? America, guess what? If it's one thing that I talked to you all about in the beginning of this podcast, the name of my podcast was What's on Your Mind? Let's talk. I'm keeping it 100 with you all. Controversial issues and things that we face throughout our lives, controversial things. So I'm saying to you both that I come to you all and we have a conversation in reference to things that are controversial, right? One of the things that are controversial is black business. Am I right?
Right.
Do we have fire opportunity?
When you get done, I'm gonna hit you with something.
Okay, go.
I used to drive a beer truck back in the 80s.
Okay. Speak up for me.
Now I'm gonna start at the 60s. I'm gonna go from the 60s all the way to the 80s.
Okay.
All of these businesses that Hispanics have in the black communities,
Go ahead,
those are our businesses. We had businesses. I used to go to black convenience stores, black clubs. It was my entire bill route. And my route, I made more money than some of the other bill routes.
Can I ask you a question?
When someone was on lock.
Can I ask you a question?
It was a renaissance period. We had so many black businesses.
Can I ask you a question in reference to that? Would you consider this to be Black Wall Street?
I'm just talking about it. It's just crazy. I mean, everywhere I went, it was black.
But what I'm saying is, what time span was that?
It was let me see. From 87 is when I was driving the beer truck, but I remember the businesses before then. But from 87 to about 95.
Okay.
About 1995. And then I started, seeing things change. And it was, reconstruction, man, just like they were redoing downtown.
Yes.
A lot of those black businesses are gone because of reconstruction.
Right.
Like, for example, we have Forsyth Seafood.
Yes.
On Broad Street because of reconstruction in the ballpark. That's no longer there. Things like that is what has been happening.
So let me go back. Let me ask you a question. During that time and all those things that you're saying, because you were working in that capacity at the time, correct?
Yeah, man. It was like East Winston, all the businesses were black.
Right, I remember.
Popping, bro. And even outside East Winston, it was just on and cracking.
Liberty Street was all
Cherry
black.
Street wasn't nothing but
that was Black Wall Street. Am I correct?
Street Clyde Miles and all that. Clyde Miles owned it all, but it was all black business.
It was.
Now go through there.
So,
all right, let me keep it real. Desegregation destroyed everything, bro. But go ahead.
Right. So, and I go back, and I have to play devil's advocate in this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because was the desegregation of downtown Winston-Salem the success of what we see in Winston-Salem today? And I'm asking.
Yeah.
Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Let's talk about this. All right, check this out.
Okay.
I've been kind of eating some of the chocolates, but check this out right here, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Now I've been on the bourbon. Okay.
All right. You gonna walk in Woolworths.
Oh, that used to be my store. Look. I got whoopings for being in that store and not and touching things that I shouldn't have been touching as a kid. So Woolworths is something.
You want to go and sit and they stuff, eat their food like what? Your hamburgers more hamburgery,
right?
Your water more watery,
right?
And then on your side of town,
right.
That's the craziest thing I ever saw in my life.
In reference to the Goldfish Bowl, you remember the Goldfish Bowl in Easton?
Say it again.
The Goldfish Bowl.
Yeah, the Goldfish Bowl.
The Goldfish Bowl.
Man, we used to go up to Fred's and eat all the time. I mean, it was popping. But no.
Yeah.
I want to go over there and eat by the mall.
Yeah.
They more watery over there.
Yeah.
Hamburgers more burgery.
Yeah.
But again, if I own the media, bro,
right,
I can manipulate you to want that shit.
Right.